Welcome to Arts Talk. I'm Bill Roberts.
I'm Jennifer Boudreau.
Here we go again, Jenin.
And we have such an exciting show today. So I don't want to give it away, but we have a magician.
That's awesome.
So excited. Dr. J is here. And then we also brought back Greg Shimizu from Booming Tree Taiko to talk a little bit about his brain injury that he suffered and how he's been working to get back into performing his art.
Now, he's been dealing with that for 4.5 years. So that's something that's takes a lot out of your life when especially when you're an artist, for sure. So, Jen, I want to quickly mention just before we get on with this, we have a packed show. So
I'm just so excited for the magician.
Yeah, for sure. And because the show's so packed, we want to kind of get on with it. So just quickly, if you want to be on Arts Talk TV, you can email us at artstalkedmonton@gmail.com. You can check out our Facebook page and or Twitter because, yeah, we want you on the show. Why don't we get on with it because we want to see some magic. We'll be right back after this.
Welcome back. I am so excited because we have a magician, Dr. J, on the show, and we all know how much I love magicians, and we're so pumped to be dazzled by you today.
I'm excited because Dr. J, you're going to make Jennifer disappear. Wasn't that the plan?
Jennifer disappear, yeah. A lot of people ask me about that.
Oh, you're so funny, Bill.
I get that as well.
Ha 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 ha. So tell us about your magic. How long have you been doing it?
I've been doing magic about 15 years or so. I was inducted last year into the Academy of Magical Arts, which is the Magic Castle in Hollywood, which was the highlight of all the hard work. In fact, I took a picture. I was just telling someone this. I took a picture of the phone display when they called to do the phone interview part of it, because it said Magic Castle, Hollywood, California. Just the phone display.
Cool.
And I thought that's pretty cool. That's pretty good. So. That was the highlight, yeah.
That's so exciting.
For sure.
And so do you do corporate shows, or is it mostly like this?
Yeah, no, corporate shows, magic shows, the odd TV show, birthday parties. I work at a place called the Comedy Factory. I do a magic comedy act there occasionally, and right next door is a place, so it's all in the same neighborhood for me.
Convenient.
Yeah, it's a place called Monster Mini Golf, and I'm the in-house magician there. So they have... what is it? It's a glow-in-the-dark animatronic monster-themed environment. And they have party rooms that people book for all these events. So I do magic shows, what you said, corporate shows and all that. And then interactive close-up magic throughout the place as well, kind of like we're going to do here. So
Well, let's see something. Let's
do it, yeah. I should say this. I consider myself a realistic magician, if there is such a thing. So I like to do stuff using everyday items and all that. I try to avoid magician stereotypes, like card tricks.
Right.
You know, everybody does
a
card
trick.
But I'll do one, just for the heck of it, to get it out of the way. Then I'll do a couple of other things, and I'll get out of here.
You're going to do a card trick.
I'm going to use a felt pen for this. I'll turn around.
Okay.
I'm going to put an X on one of the cards, and then you guys are just going to find the card that has the X on it. That's
Sounds
pretty much
good.
it. So I'm going to do this. Actually, I should show you, so I have not X'd anything yet. I don't know if we got to...
No, there's no X's in there for sure.
Now, you ask someone to name a card, and you always hear Queen of Hearts, Ace of Spades, the common ones, right? I'm going to do something so we get a not-so-obvious card.
Okay.
That's it. But I'll put an X on one, and then that's it. That's all.
Okay.
So I'm going to do this.
Our eyes are closed.
This is the part where...
All I see is Dr. J's back right now as he is marking an X on that deck.
That's the part where people make fun of me. Actually, it was when my back is turned.
His back is to the camera.
There we go. Easy enough. So I'm going to split it up just to make it random. I'll have you give me the number of a card, but without the suit. I'll have Jen give me the suit, right? Hearts or whatever.
Okay.
Put the two together. That's the card, and then we'll find it. So let me get that out of there. So, Bill, anything but without the suit.
3.
3. Perfect. 3 of?
Diamonds.
3 of diamonds. Try this. I do a lot of card stuff with people. I try not to do too much, though, but I always have a girl give me the suit because women always pick diamonds, no matter what. I am obsessed with that.
That's pretty true.
Don't know if it's subconscious or whatever. I don't know. All I want to know is, did I know that you would pick the 3 of diamonds before you even knew it? And is that the one I put the X on? There's the 3 of hearts.
Yeah.
And this might not work. 3 of diamonds is what we're looking for. Shoot. It didn't work. Okay, I'm just going to have Jen put your right hand out like this. Okay, I'm just going to go like that. Now hold it there just for a second here.
Okay.
If you put an X on a card with a felt pen, you should be able to see the X.
Right.
You put an X on a card if someone picks a face card, Jack, Queen, or a King. The way the card is designed, it would be hard to see an X on there.
For sure.
The camera might not pick it up, and you got people doing this, which wrecks the whole thing.
Okay.
Unless you put the X on the back, problem solved. Doesn't matter what they pick on the front.
You'll
Who
always see
cares?
it.
X would be on the back.
Right.
That's my way of doing it. There's no X's on any of these, but when I turned around, I did put an X on one of them, right smack in the middle, and only one. Flip that card over, take a look at it, hold it up for the camera.
There it is, there's the X.
There it is.
On our card that we picked.
And is there an applause track? I can't remember if I...
Giving you a standing ovation. Okay, we gotta move real quick. We got maybe time for one quick one.
I like to mess around with pens and all that.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna use, take the lid off the pen, put it on the writing end, and that's it. But I wanna do it without any hands, touching anything at all. Lid, other end, I'm just gonna toss it to the ground. So here we go, and I'll have Bill pick it up. So lid, other end, without touching anything. There. Didn't work, pick it up. Take a look at it. Check the, take the lid off, make sure that it
looks like a pen.
Wow.
Okay, now I'm going to do exactly what Bill did here, okay? I'm going to take, where do we got a shot of this? Put the lid back on the writing end. Okay, now one more time, but slow. Very, very slow.
Really slow.
Cover the writing end. Here we go. Now, watch the writing end of the pen very carefully. Don't even blink. This happens very fast. Here we go. We're done, just like that.
Wow. The end switches.
Now take a look at that. Make sure that that's a regular.
That is a regular pen.
Touch that here.
It is. It's a regular pen.
Wow.
Dr. J, how do everybody get a hold of you, by the way?
Comedy Factory, come and see us there. Come and see us at Monster Mini Golf and watch this. I can do this in 10 seconds here. Everyone knows the Rubik's Cube. Have you guys ever had one? Have you ever owned one?
I was never able to actually figure it out.
Solve it, that's what I want to know. A lot of people say it's done in so many moves or whatever. I'm going to do it in 1 second flat. I'm just going to blow on it. Here we go. Done.
Wow.
That is how you do.
That's so easy. Why is
Rubik's
everybody
Cube.
all worried about
Make sure
it?
you check out Dr. J for sure. And yes, this is a real pen. We'll be right back after this.
Thank you. Perfect.
Got some more exciting stuff that's coming up here in Edmonton, Jen, and surrounding area, because actually the first event is in St. Albert. So Mixed Media Intro and Advanced by Arts and Heritage in St. Albert takes place January 26th. They take 6 participants. You advance your skills and create artworks that are uniquely yours in this day-long college workshop. That sounds like fun. Also, Kinky Boots is coming to Edmonton, Jubilee Auditorium.
Finally.
February 14th to the 19th. You're not going to want to miss that. Kinky Boots is Broadway's huge-hearted, high-heeled hit with songs by Grammy and Tony Award-winning pop icon Cyndi Lauper.
Nice. Oh, that sounds really fun.
What do you have, Jen?
Well, I have another educational event. Learn to visual journal with collective scribble. So this is a super fun event Sunday, January 29th from 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. You can bring your own journal or you can purchase one there and they will provide the rest of the materials you need. But they'll teach you how to create a visual journal instead of just writing like a Dear Diary, which I was really bad at growing up.
Right.
And then this one I'm excited about. It's a fundraising concert, but it's an Italian evening.
Oh, wow.
Right? Unforgettable event that transports you to 17th and 18th century Italy. So it sounds amazing. It's there's some Italian composers there, and it's paired with Italian hors d'oeuvres and wine. That is February 3rd from 7:30 to 11 at the Holy Trinity Anglican Church.
More great stuff to get out and try and do and see. We'll be right back after this. We're back. So in Arts Talk, we've done different things on our show, and obviously we do a lot of fun things, and we talk a lot about serious things as well. And today it's time to actually talk about a very, very serious thing that we've had and that Greg has dealt with. And for those who saw our Christmas show, Greg Shimizu was on with Booming Tree Taiko, and they did a wonderful rendition of Little Drummer Boy for us, and Greg is a drummer. About 4.5 years ago, though, Greg suffered a pretty major injury, a brain injury, actually, and we wanted to cover on our show and have Greg talk a little bit about what it's like to have to deal with that type of injury as an artist and how it's affected you.
You know, it's the term that we use with his is traumatic brain injury for me, brain injury in general, but the soft term that most people are familiar with is the word concussion. And most people have heard about that. It happens in sports all the time, and it is the 7 to 10 day accident that happens to people that they recover and they're okay. But in cases like myself, it's 4.5 years, and this is what I deal with every day of my life. It's what I wake up to, go to sleep to, don't sleep to. This is the world. And the other thing about it, I take the stage with this with me. It's not even that I leave it back in the dressing room. I come on stage, I do the work that we do. We still continue to perform and do our our contracts and everything else as if nothing ever happened, and people don't know that I leave the stage and it's a whole nother world that I live in. I'll have to take a second here.
It's okay.
So I say to people, I don't feel awake, don't feel asleep, I don't feel hungry, don't feel full. I'm the brain injury side that I have a constant headache 24/7. I'm meds. I've had every med that you could imagine. I'm still on meds. I have to take meds to sleep. It's a full assault. In the world of TBI, I talk about it like this. It tries to take everything from you. And it doesn't finish the day it happens. Actually, the longer it goes on, the more it wants to take from you. It's going to take you your job, your life, your business, your work, your everything about you. And, you know, not to be depressing about this, but when the accident happened, I say it like, it's like from Harry Potter with the Dementors. It's like the spirit left my body, but my body just didn't know it was dead yet.
Right.
And then I'm in this fog. And that fog, this is it's not days or weeks recovery. This is years of recovery. And it's, you know, the reality is, this is my transformation of my life now and will continue to be. And then I get on stage. So when I talk about this taiko that I do, that's pretty much, and Twyla says it to me too. She says, that is when I see you back in life again. The world of your art and your performing is when you actually return to life. But people don't see the behind the scenes when I am not on stage.
Right.
What kind of steps have you had to take over the last 4 years to get back on stage? Or at a
You know,
performance
well,
level?
the one thing was I knew that this was a big thing when it happened. And since over the 4.5 years, I owned a bar and restaurant. I've had to sell that. And I understand how I've seen all other friends of mine and their worlds and how it will crumble you and want to destroy you in every possible way. And my job now has been to fight that every step of the way. And the biggest thing, as I said, it's not going to take my taiko. I can let everything else go, but the taiko is what brought Twyla and us together. And it also is a thing that the art form itself is very physical, spiritual, strong thing that brings me back to life. And as you can see, I do struggle with words. So aphasia, you have short-term memory loss. There's a whole list, you know, dizziness, neurofatigue is massive. That's almost the commonality with brain injury people, neurofatigue. So getting things done, you know, it wants to destroy your body, it wants to rob your memories,
right,
and it wants to put out your spirit of life. And the thing is, you know, I fight every day for that not to happen and to move forward to what this new reality is. I mean, I kind of always say more, no, it's a gift because it's a different perspective on life for me now, and I get to just enjoy that difference.
For sure. So what would you say to somebody who is dealing with this type of injury, and how do they stay positive? How do they, like, where do you find that positivity to keep doing what you're doing?
Yeah, the positivity, I say, find that craft or that thing that you do that brings you back to life, that gives you that thing that wants to make your spirit burn brighter, so it doesn't burn it out. So find that and go towards the light, so to speak, of whatever it is that you do or that you can do that also makes other people happy,
right,
that you can enjoy in whatever it is your craft is.
For sure. Well, Greg, we could talk to you for
this is
a long
hours.
time about this, and maybe that's something that we have to look at further down the road with Arts Talk and do a bit more of a story on it and you know, spend more time with you for sure. But we've run out of time here today, so you can see Greg again, boomingtreetaiko.ca, and they still are out drumming, Greg and Twyla, and they're great drummers for sure. And thank you so much for Greg coming on and talking a bit about it for us and kind of giving us some insight and our viewers some insight as well. We'll be right back after this. Well, Steve, here, I just had you in my studio doing Arts Talk, so here we are in your studio. We're down here at Kamikaze Inc., and we're going to start talking about the whole process of getting a tattoo. So, if I am brand new, I've never had a tattoo in my life, and I come into Kamikaze to talk to you, what's the next step?
The first step I would say is, like, if you're coming in, you've already done some research, you know what you want, you're coming to me because you know that I can offer what you're looking for. So ultimately, it really starts with trusting your artist. You did more than most. You brought some images for me to look at, which is beautiful because it helps me get inside of your head helps me know what it is that you're looking for as a tattoo. So then we can kind of collaborate and create a perfect work of art for your body.
Or at any point, do you have anybody that comes in and says to you, Steve, this is what I want to do, and I'd really like to do this, but you look at it and go, ooh, I'm not sure that's actually going to work. Can I give some suggestions?
Unfortunately, that happens more often than not.
Yeah.
The idea of tattooing was like, it's the one thing in your life that you can get 100% custom. You know what I mean? So a lot of people have a tendency to like bring in Pinterest tattoos and recycled images that have been kind of overdone. Here at our shop, we stress the term custom,
Right.
because we want to give you a custom tattoo that suits you.
Right.
So a lot of times if we can't agree on a client as far as best practice, we'll usually just send them somewhere else.
Excellent. So like we talked when you were in my studio, we're going to be doing multiple segments over the next few weeks on Arts Talk, showing the work of putting a tattoo together on me. So we started that design work with bringing in some artwork that I showed you. So our next segment coming up on our next episode of Arts Talk, we'll be looking at the design that I brought into Steve, and we'll have some discussions about it and how we think we're going to put that together, and possibly where I'm also going to get that tattoo. Should be fun, Steve.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm really looking forward to it, Bill.
Sounds good. Steve will be doing the tattoo for me, so it will be awesome.
I have seen tattoos much more complex. I'm actually in the process of doing a very complex cover-up right now, so this is fairly straightforward.
I want to do another segment where we're at Kamikaze Inc. So besides the fact that I am getting a tattoo from Steve, our wonderful owner here, I want to talk to Dana as well, because we're going to do some segments on doing a cover-up for my producer, Moira Penn, who is sitting off camera telling me how much time I have in this segment. So Dana, tell us a little bit how you got into being a tattoo artist.
Yeah, I got into tattooing about 5 years ago. I always enjoyed drawing and doing art, and I wanted to figure out a way to make a living at it. So I had a friend who actually got tattooed by Steve, and that's how we formed a friendship. And then I just kept bugging him for a couple of years to get an apprenticeship, and I drew my butt off, and he eventually accepted me as an apprentice. And I've been tattooing ever since.
And I talked to you as well off camera of what it's like to be a female tattoo artist, say compared to maybe years and years ago. So what's that like?
It's great. I mean, the industry, female artists within the industry have come so far. The early on female artists of the industry have really paved the way for people who come in now. I would say the females and males within the industry, it's really split in half. I see about 50% males and 50% females who are tattoo artists. So.
Excellent. So if somebody does want to cover up, and what that means to our viewer audience, if somebody has gotten, say, a tattoo years past that they really don't like, they don't like the look of at it, maybe they got it in a situation they didn't really want to get it in.
Yep.
So they come to you and they say, Dana, what do I do? I have this tattoo, and how do I get covered up? And we are going to do another segment as well, which will actually show the tattoo that's going to be worked on. But tell us a little bit about that process.
Basically, it really depends what they want to get covered up to begin with. I'll sit them down, I'll do a consultation with them. We'll go through some ideas. Depending on the size of the cover-up you have to do, with bigger cover-ups, you may be limited to subject matter that will work as a cover-up for your tattoo. But we'll talk about that in the consultation. Fortunately for this cover-up, it's fairly, like the original tattoo is fairly small. So I'll be able to really do something awesome for it. So.
All right, so as Dana mentioned, the next segment, when we talk about cover-ups, we're actually going to show you the tattoo that needs to be covered up and toss around some thoughts and ideas how we're going to do that cover-up as well. So stay tuned. So, Kamikaze Inc. So as you saw, I now have the design started. We're starting to work on it. We're starting to work on Moira's cover-up as well.
How did you come up with Viking?
My family tree goes way back to Vikings, and Vikings has always been a big thing in my whole life. So I have a Viking, and as you saw, a pagan cross and a wolf, which is my Celtic birth sign.
Right.
So Steve is now going to, next segment will be Steve starting to put that design together, and then we're going to go from there to the point where you actually get to see me get the tattoo.
That's going to be really exciting.
It'll be fun. So Jen, maybe remind our viewers just quickly again how to get a hold of us.
That's right. If you want to be on the show, you can email us at artstalkedmonton@gmail.com. You can also contact us on Facebook or on Twitter at artstalktv.
Another awesome show. Thanks to Dr. J and to Greg for being our guests. We'll see you next time.